Alright. Hello, Lucas. We are here for our
Hello,
first
Fitz 13.
our first pregame show of the season. It's good to have you
Mm-hmm.
back because you weren't there with me for the Super Bowl because you left me and made me stuck with
Yeah,
Jim in the Super Bowl pregame show.
yeah. A
So
lot of people
sad.
were depressed. Very sad.
Just you. Just
But
you.
yeah, but I'm back and better than ever, and I'm ready to report about all the MFL games coming throughout this year and all the upcoming MFL games. And this is the starting of the season, the new season, and it's basically the Super Bowl rematch, except Tibbs rebranded the Chargers to the Ravens. It's actually a kind of cool scenario because it's the same two quarterbacks that faced in the Super Bowl, but they pretty much just switched teams, and it seemed that uh, Grizzly got more of a Bubby type team that Bubby kind of had, and Bubby had more of a Grizzly type team where he had a way better, offensive, guys, and also Bubby has Grizzly's old coach as well. So it's pretty cool to see the matchup.
Yeah, this is Grizzlies' return to New England, even though it's week one, but he just happened to be drafted to the Ravens, which are, yeah, obviously, that used to be
Yeah.
the Chargers, but this is Grizzly played his whole career in New England as a receiver and then switched to quarterback last season and then won MVP. So obviously he meant a lot to this franchise because he played his whole career here and won him a Super
Mhm.
Bowl with that team last year, the 10-0 Patriots. So he has
Yeah.
a chance to give Tacos his first ever loss and the Patriots their first loss since that Cowboys game in season 2. Well, let me mute if you load in. His internet's his internet's crap. I know he won't load in.
All right, let me
Alright,
load it.
yeah, so anyway, this is the first game of the regular season.
Of course, you loaded in. All right, just me.
This is the first game of the regular season. Ravens at Patriots. Welcome to the pregame show. So yeah, Grizzlies return to New England.
Mhm.
Bubby, this is the Super Bowl rematch, actually. So that's great. People are coming in. But yeah, let's put on our takes. So let's talk about the quarterback matchup here. We have Bubby versus Grizzly, what we saw in the Super Bowl. If you
Mhm.
remember from the Super Bowl, it was a good game. I don't know if you saw the Super Bowl, Lucas, but it was a good game up till Bubby threw that
Oh
one
yeah, I
pick,
saw it.
and it pretty much ended the game for him because Grizzly wasn't throwing any interceptions, so he was pretty much on target the whole game.
Yeah.
So that's what ultimately
Back
really
then
won
I
the
was on
game.
vacation, so I got to see the whole game at home, watching it on my TV. Very good game, obviously not better. I feel like it was probably all the Super Bowls were good, but out of tension later into the game, it was definitely one of the weaker ones. But it was still a very good game to watch throughout. But what I do like about the quarterback situation this time, Bubby back then, he didn't really have a good receiving core besides Jay Season. Fire Destroyer is just a complete locker room problem and probably just a screener. So, I mean, he was just kind of a guy he could just throw underneath. And Bubby is a guy that can run out of the pocket and make plays. So when Jay Season isn't on the field, he struggled a lot against a huge Patriots defense. But now I feel like it's a lot more balanced out where Bubby has, wide receivers that can really help him out a lot throughout the field. And Grizzly has been balanced out by getting rid of his amazing defense. And now I feel like if he makes mistakes like he did in Week 8 against the Chargers the first time, he's gonna lose because the only reason he really won that game was that long shot touchdown he made. But if his defense didn't get two picks on Bubby, that would have never happened. So it's kind of cool to see where Grizzly doesn't have that amazing defense, but Bubby doesn't have that shit offense. So it's kind of like their strengths and weaknesses got taken out, and now it's a way more even playing field.
Yeah, let's talk about the preseason, what we saw out of these new teams. So the
Oh
Ravens
yeah,
played in the Hall of Fame
Nathan's
game.
shooting us.
The
Mhm.
Ravens did win that game against the 49ers. Grizzly had one interception. He kind of struggled at
Mhm.
first, but that was just some rust. That was his first time playing since the Super Bowl. So he came
Yeah.
out there, but he looked really good at middle linebacker, got a couple sacks, threw really good touchdowns at
Mhm.
quarterback to his new receiver, Shada Monk. And yeah, I think this is obviously going to be a really close game because, I mean, you have two high caliber players on each side. But I feel like the Ravens come on top here. I don't see Grizzly
Yeah.
losing. He doesn't lose. Ever since that game against the Cowboys, he's never
Mhm.
lost. So I just feel
Yeah.
like he's going to continue where he left off last season and try to
Personally,
get
I think
MVP again.
Bubby and the Patriots are going to lose this game as well. I do really like Bubby's ability to run out of the pocket and come through, but I feel like that preseason game did show that although he does have a good offense now, he still doesn't have that defense that he really needs. That defense that can really save him in situations. And, Grizzly always had that, so, I mean, now he's really full of picks in the first season, or his first season as quarterback. Well, Bubby obviously threw I remember a bit more. But he did throw more touchdowns, and that's why he was so aggressive, because if he throws a couple picks this game and Grizzly doesn't, obviously the Ravens are going to win. And I feel like because he doesn't have a defense to save him, and the Ravens defense is pretty decent, I feel like if he makes one or two mistakes, the game could easily change in the Ravens' favor, and I think the Ravens are going to take this one.
Yeah, I do want to say for the Patriots though, that game
Hmm.
last week against the Bucks that went into overtime, which
Yeah.
was a really good game for a preseason game. I wish it
The
was a
best
regular
preseason
season.
game ever.
I
Best
wish it
preseason
was a
game of all
regular season
time.
game, but we have the
Oh,
person I
yeah,
want
that
to talk
would have
about,
been game of the
Gia.
year.
Like Gia went off that game. That was a player who
Alright,
no
we don't
one
need to
really
talk
thought
about Gia.
about that you were guarding. So I guess we have
We
insider.
don't need to talk about Gia.
Gia had a great game, having 3 touchdowns and stuff. But Bubby led that game with the
Hmm.
game-winning touchdown in overtime.
Oh yeah, I feel like Gia. That's why I'm saying like people like Gia. I mean, from the combine, she didn't look that good at all. But coming into the game, obviously, like I said, Bubby has a way better offense now. He has not only one person to really throw too deep, he has multiple people, and because he's able to run throughout the field, run from the middle linebacker. The whole point of a cornerback is to cover the angle, not the person. If you're able to cover the angle, he can't shoot the person. But when he's able to make 50 new angles by running away from the middle linebacker, he makes 50 new angles that you would have to cover each single time. And if you don't, he's very accurate, and he's going to probably shoot Gia or whoever's on the field, and that's what he did a lot in the game. So I
I
feel
do
like
want to say
although,
this though about that. Sorry
yeah,
for interrupting, but I think it's gonna be really hard for Bubby to move around in the pocket like in the Super Bowl
yeah.
because Grizzly has that reach at middle linebacker.
Oh
He's
yeah, I
really good
feel
at
like
stacking the quarterback. So I think it's gonna be tough for Bubby to
oh
extend the
yeah, in the
play
Buccaneers
when
game,
things
he
aren't
was just
there.
running around everywhere until people like Badger became middle linebacker. When people like Badger became middle linebacker, he definitely slowed down on his scrambling ability and being able to roll out of the pocket and get people that were open because he was actually sacked, I'm pretty sure 4 or 5 times that game, and it was actually a
Yeah,
really
my
struggle
son
for him
Badger,
to get
dude,
open.
he destroyed.
Yeah, so and if you have someone that's Grizzly as middle linebacker, who's arguably one of the best middle linebackers to ever play the game, and if he's getting sacked 5, 6 times by Badger and Jim, imagine what Grizzly's gonna do when he's trying to run around Grizzly, because I don't remember a single person ever getting a run on Grizzly,
Yeah, for
and
the
that's what
last two
Bubby likes to do the
seasons,
most.
Grizzly's been the best middle linebacker in the league. So I feel like
Yeah,
he's that's
it
not
was
like
Butter
nothing's
at
gonna change that
first,
this
and then it
season.
became Grizzly, and it's never changed since. So
Yeah,
I feel like
for
Grizzly's gonna
sure.
kill Bubby on the field if he likes, because Bubby does like to hold out the ball and not pass it away when he really should. He likes to wait out the play and see if he can get a good play downfield, and that's the cockiness and egoness of Bubby. Although it could have a good effect, but when you're 4th and 40, that's not really a good thing to be. Because lobbing it, sure you can lob it, but at the end of the day, when you have people that really don't track as much, when you had like people like Nathan the God, you do have Nathan the God, but everyone else I don't really think can track all that well. So going 4th and 40 isn't really good on Bubby's side. So if he's more patient and decides not to, be cocky throughout the game and trying to get these huge plays, he'll be fine. But if he does that, he's gonna get sacked a lot this game.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be really weird to see Grizzly in a new uniform. I just can't wait to kind of see how that's gonna work out. This
Hmm.
reminds me of the Goober coming back to New England last season. Even though he
Yeah,
was never a player here, he was the
he did get
coach.
hammered though. He did get
It
hammered.
was yeah, it wasn't really that good of a game, but I know this will be a good game for sure
Yeah,
because
no, this will be a good
Grizzly's a
game.
better
That's why I
player than
like this new
Goober.
season.
Yeah, this
Because
season's
last
all the
season it
teams
was
are
really
good.
just the Patriots and Chargers, and then it went from Cowboys to Patriots, and now it's just Patriots all the way. This
Yeah,
season,
all the teams are super
especially after
even.
that Buccaneers preseason game where everyone was saying the Buccaneers were going to be complete garbage, that kind of did show that even though the Buccaneers easily had the worst draft out of everyone, like they can still be a contending team. So any game I feel like is going to be close as long as not a lot of quarterbacks make a lot of mistakes, and not a lot of quarterbacks do that anymore.
Yeah, all the teams are really even this year, so I think it's gonna be honestly, there's gonna be two good teams that aren't even gonna make the playoffs this year. It's
Yeah,
gonna be crazy. So
100%.
all the teams are in the playoffs this year. It's gonna be really fun. Like that one versus four seed. I wouldn't
I
sleep
feel
on
like
that game.
that's
That's
gonna
gonna
be
be a
a
good
big
game.
game.
I
Yeah,
could see the four seed winning that game.
yeah, and it won't be like season 2 where it was a cheap strategy. It'll be probably a really fair win.
It's gonna be a good game. So yeah, tune in about 13 minutes for kickoff. We have the Super Bowl
Score
rematch, Week
predictions.
One. Oh yeah, score predictions. You go first.
All right, so obviously I'm gonna be going with the Ravens here. Ravens, I'm gonna go 63 to 58. That's my prediction here for the
You think it's
Ravens
gonna get in the
winning against the
60s, do
Patriots.
you?
I think it's gonna go high. I feel like Bubby's gonna try and shoot out, and Grizzly's gonna try and shoot out. And if it could go in the 60s, I feel like that's very possible.
Yeah, this will for
I don't
sure
think
be a
their
shootout.
defense. I don't think either defenses will be elite this game. I feel like they will get cooked, they will get burnt, and each one and every single one of them will feel like they should kill themselves after this game.
Yeah, I want to say this game will be in the 50s. I'm gonna go with the Ravens here. I just think Grizzly's the better quarterback than Bubby. I think he's more
Mhm.
consistent, and especially him at defense.
Yeah.
I I just don't see Grizzly losing this game, and especially because how badly he wants to win it in his old stadium.
Mhm.
For
Yeah.
one
It
last
was
time, he'll
reported
win
Grizzly
here.
before did say this is the one game he wanted to win, and he didn't care if he lost every single game after this.
Yeah, I don't think Grizzly would want it. I think he'd be more embarrassed if he lost this game. I think he really wants to win this game and show the Patriots because they had the first pick and they
Yeah, they could have
passed
picked
on
him.
him. They passed on him, so I guess this more proof that they missed out on him. All right, tune in 10 minutes
What's your
and we'll
score
see for kickoff.
prediction?
Oh yeah, kickoff. Ravens. I want to go like maybe like 56, 52 or something like
Mhm.
that. I think it'll be in the 50s. I don't think it will hit the 60s that quite.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
we'll
feel
see you
like
guys then.
I don't think it'll be in the 40s. I think it'll definitely be in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah. All right, see you guys for the Super Bowl. We have the Super Bowl ceremony for the Patriots, and that will be coming up shortly.